Shalom. How y'all doing? It's your brother Zamar. Hope y'all doing well. I just wanted to share a few tips, for the brothers, which is very important. You know what I'm saying? Number one, I want to say thank y'all for chiming in. Those who've been consistent with me, those who just now popping up, I appreciate it. If you stop by in any type of way, I appreciate your support. But I'm just out here, man. I was thinking about just the importance for men to keep up with their mental health. You feel what I'm saying? I think sometimes with us being in a walk, for those who don't know, I've been noticing I've been getting some new traffic up on the page. Hallelujah for that. People that might not be familiar with the lifestyle that I have. I appreciate, your presence. But something I want to emphasize is when I say the walk, I'm talking about people who follow the scriptures and not just from a traditional aspect of following modern day Christianity, but following what it's saying in regards to understanding the value and the principles of following Torah, knowing how to apply those things in this day and this time, being obedient to the Father. You know what I'm saying? Having a mindset to please the Father, because essentially, at the end of the day, the Most High wants us to be in His image. And when it says to be in His image, is to look like Him, is to display His character, is to display His mind, to be like what it says Yahushua is the written word. But not to go so deep into that, but just giving a brief explanation for those who don't know. But something that I believe is very important, man, is I ain't used to be a big affirmation person, really at all. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't see the importance in it. I really didn't. I didn't see why men would want to do that. I would feel like, let's just hit the gym. Let's just go work out. Let's go do something. We had one period of time I would spar all the time with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that make me feel strong, that make me feel confident, because it expresses the image of a man, of being able to stand your ground, a lead, manly man type of thing. But it's a fine balance to that, because sometimes those type of things can be overkill, and we discredit the value of speaking. We discredit the value of words. The very things that you're looking for out of those things are simply words. I was pointed to that one of my love languages was words of affirmation, and I never really seen it like that for myself until I really thought about it. I was like, you know what? My love language is words of affirmation. I like for people to see my efforts and then just let me know you see them, and that affirms me and it keep me going. It make me do even better sometimes, but I think it's innately nature of man to desire that, innately. I do think that's like the first thing, you know what I'm saying? But essentially, I've been taking a lot of time to journal. Journaling is different for me in different ways, right? You talk about that's the reason why I drop out of music, but I've been doing it for a while now. I just got me a new journal, but just keeping up with some of the things that Yahuwah's been showing me. And one thing that I did put up on my page was just showing that when we dealing with something like healing, right, as a man, a lot of times we like to hold stuff in explicitly, man. Like, this thing is explicit with men. We don't like to vent. We don't like to talk. We don't like to get things out. We find ways to cover our vulnerability and cover the wound that we might be feeling, or the hurt, or whatever the traumatic situation. You might make it seem, you may think that you being in that position, it makes you weak, or it makes you seem like you ain't got something together, or all these different things. But I do want to say this: sometimes you can't get to the strength that you believe that you are because you haven't released whatever it is that's holding you back. Sometimes you do have to talk. You have to get things out. I want y'all to think about something. Have you ever told somebody something that after you told them, you just felt like you just did something, but it literally was just words? That's because the principle in John chapter 6 say that, like Yahushua said, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So in essence, That's not to say that every word is stupid, but that's letting you know that words are more effective than we think. Sometimes you gotta look and affirm to yourself and say, hey man, I'm this, I'm that. Like I got literally just opened my journal up and I got on here, I am Zamar. I have purpose, a purpose that will travel through me to my sons, to my family. All of me is only because of the Most High creating me. I have power. I connect with the creator of all things. I am a warrior. I fight for what I believe in. I stand for something. I'm not limited. I'm not weak. I'm not inferior. I'm not a pushover. I'm not a failure. Like, just getting those things in my spirit. Do I believe that I'm the opposite of everything I wrote? No. Do I believe I'm some of the things that I've wrote? Yes. But that doesn't take away the factor that sometimes you do need to speak into yourself. You need to speak life into yourself, because most, especially black men in America, we think less of ourselves, and you really don't realize how less you think of yourselves until you get in a room with other confident black men, or you get in a room with other races or other demographics. You know what I'm saying? Other nationalities. You realize, man, when I say pride, I'm not talking about pride in a negative way, but I'm saying we have nothing to even hold to in regards to something that we've done, because a lot of things we might feel like we lack in. So we find glory in some of the most wicked, some of the most vile, some of the most shameful things. This is why you're gonna see a young black dude walk around with his pants out and his butt print hanging out of his back, with his shirt over his butt. Because in his mind, this is my way of being significant. This is my way of showing, like, okay, if I'm gonna be at the bottom, I'm gonna show you how to be at the bottom. I'm gonna be the biggest rebel you got. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that nature of that work. But I do want to just remind my brothers, man, it's safe to heal. So you gotta tell yourself that it's safe to heal. It's safe to recover. It's safe to show where you're weak at to somebody, not to everybody, but to somebody. I don't advocate giving your weaknesses to everybody. I don't advocate telling everybody what you lack, because when you do that, sometimes people feel like that's where you should be. You understand what I'm saying? But there comes a point where you get to this sacred space where it's just you and Yahuwah, and you got to understand that. But sometimes Yahuwah will use instruments, vessels, beacons, people, whoever he may use, to be able, mediators, to be able to help you to get to that level of healing that you need. And honestly, when you start getting to that place, and granted, everybody is still recovering in something. Like, there's some things that happen to you in your life that you learn so much wisdom and lessons from it that you will never be able to become a person that you was at first. Healing doesn't mean that you have to do a 360 and go back to who you was. Healing is a place of progression. You understand? And healing is a hard work. It's not an easy work to heal. I don't know why a lot of people make it like it's easy. But once you finally get to the point where you accept the fact that you got to heal from something, it puts you in a position to really see a part of yourself that you haven't seen. Not even have nothing to do with everybody else. So I just want to encourage y'all, you know what I'm saying, to stay up. Also, just announcing this, I haven't been talking about this a lot, but I am working on a journal. It's going to be a mid-content journal. It's going to be very helpful to my brothers, and if the sisters want to get it, that'll be helpful to you too. You can still get the journal, and it's going to be helpful, but that's something that I'm going to be pushing out. My brand is going to be called Diadem Crown Thinking. The product is going to be called 50 Keys of Wisdom, 50 Unlocked Doors, and it's going to have sections in it for you to be able to grow. Again, I'm not even really putting this out because it's a product that I'm just trying to sell. It's something that I really feel like is going to benefit and help. But anyways, y'all, I love y'all. Shalom. It's your brother Zamar, and thank y'all for tapping in for the music. Yahuwah Baruch. I pray you have a blessed day. Hallelujah.